EA Sports and the PGA Tour so proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From Pebble Beach Golf Links just south of Monterey, live final round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Well, we have already seen 3 scintillating, sometimes spectacular rounds of golf. By the time twilight comes calling later today, we will have a champion as we check the Sunday leaderboard. Tyrrell Hatton is on top. He sits at 10 under par. Meanwhile, our featured golfer right there to begin this Sunday, currently just 1 shot off the lead. Yeah, very controlled shot there with the iron on this short par 4, and that's going to be just fine. Walking the course today, let's bring in Notah Begay III.
It's about 137 yards to the front, 151 to the hole. Hole cut right in the middle.
It's a solid shot and a green in regulation, but a little away from the band.
A lot of movement on this putt left to right. I think the idea here is just to get it inside sort of a 3-foot circle. Okay, I'd call that an acceptable effort from that range. Safely in. It's a par here at the first, and he'll remain 1 shot back. Moving now to the 507-yard par 5 second, where decisions must be made. Go for the green in 2 and risk losing it in the barranca, or hold back and lay up. Either way, this is a place to score. I like it. I like it a lot. He's going to love it if he can get out of here with the 3, and that's a possibility. This one definitely going to pick up speed as it goes along its journey. This for an eagle. Will that stop? Yes, that was not easy down the slope, but that's pretty well done. Not much left here for birdie. Yeah, well done. It's a birdie here at the second. And he'll get it to 1 under for the round, 10 under for the tournament.
Third hole, Frank, this is a fun little par 4. Not too long, but the emphasis here is on putting the ball in the right spot, isn't it?
It certainly is. You have to know how far you carry it, because if you take a line at that sort of third bunker there on the right side, on a direct line at the left edge of that, it's about 250 yards to get to the sort of start of the fairway. From there, you're only have 100 yards in, so just find your point, your aiming point.
So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see.
And that's a good approach shot too. Just a little left of the hole, but a good chance for birdie.
This is a 13-footer. Nicely done. He's looking good early. That's birdies at 2 and 3. And he's into double figures now at 10 under par, 2 under on his round. With Stillwater Bay on the right, this is Pebbles' picturesque 333-yard par 4 fourth. Tee shot could be anything from long iron to driver, but beware of the 9 bunkers surrounding the fairway and green. Driving's been sensational all week, and here's another one that's going to set up nicely in the fairway. So a big drive, and not much needed to carry here for his second. What a shot. I mean, from that lie, could have gone a bunch of different ways, but it went the way you want them all to go, right into the hole.
First par 3 of the round, and Frank, I'm reminded of the great history that Jack Nicklaus has here at Pebble Beach, and that goes well beyond what he did as a player.
Well, that's for sure. And we know his playing credentials, but he won the second of his 2 U.S. amateurs here in 1961. Actually said that was the best he ever hit the golf ball, but his legacy really as a designer, you see right here in front of you. I never got to play the old 5th hole, which is further left, but this is an absolute beast. It plays around 190 yards, very narrow green, and that is a cliff on the right, believe me.
Yeah, solid shot right there, and it'll be a good look at birdie here at number 5. That one just going to sneak on by. That one finished off. It is a par here at 5. And that cushion's going to remain 2 shots. Well, this is where the excitement starts to build early in a round at Pebble Beach. I know it's the 6th, but you're coming into possibly one of the greatest stretches in all of golf. This is a 498-yard par 5, goes up the hill, Pacific Ocean in the distance, chance to make an eagle here, and chance to feel really good about where you're headed. And this one gonna settle into the bunker off the tee. Getting out more important than distance here as he readies his second. Has to be thrilled with that second shot here to the par 5. Frank got everything out of that.
Yeah, did well just to advance the ball so far down the fairway. And now a fairly straightforward third shot.
He's been automatic on this front side. This for birdie. Okay, nicely played. That's in for birdie here at 6. And he's got it to 14 under par.
Frank, the 7th tee is almost spiritual. You just want to hit a little baby wedge that kisses the clouds and drops softly on that green, and then you want to stare out at the Pacific just with a whole lot of gratitude.
Yeah, when I first played it, Rich, I couldn't help but be sort of in love with the beauty of the surrounds. Plus, I couldn't believe how short the hole was. And I thought, well, this is sort of, you could almost throw it on the screen. And then I played it on a windy day.
And that misses the green left, but he should still be able to have a go at this with the wedge. Just got to cut the legs out from under this one. It's his second. Didn't hit that with a whole lot of confidence, Frank. It is going to come up well short.
Yeah, it's too easy to try and hit that shot perfect, which is exactly that. But all you got to do, really, knock it up close, make a par, go to the next hole.
Didn't trust the read there, and that's going to cost him. Okay, that's going to be finished off for his bogey, and that will drop the lead down to 2. We head now to the 416-yard 8th hole, one of the premier par 4s in golf. Fairway wood or long iron off the tee, giving way to a long approach over the cliffs and a yawning chasm below. from the fairway, we check in with Nota.
Beautiful tee shot, great position looking at this green, and there are no easy options here. You got bunkers up the left, bunkers on the right. You have balls that are going to find their way into the penalty area. Requires precision execution.
Oh, yes. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. Will certainly help the cause.
2019 U.S. Open number 9 was the hardest hole on the golf course. Frank, give yourself certainly a good crack at 4 by hitting the fairway.
And that's all you wanted to do in 2019. It's fine to say all too, but having to hit the left side of this fairway just to keep it in play, and then once again hit into, I know we say this a lot here, but a very narrow green and a very small green, but this time with a long club.
And this, a tee shot that fits the eye, and that'll be just fine. All on a bit of a downslope here as he ponders his second.
Well, no surprise. We've already seen some great iron shots this week, but that is another one.
Not much more than a tap in there. It is a birdie at the 9th. And the scorecard's looking pretty good after 9 holes. That's a 29 6 under par. Starting the backside with a 444-yard par 4 10th, the last in this stretch along Carmel Bay, offering the widest fairway at Pebble, feeding left to right toward the water. Boy, the rhythm is definitely there today. Another wonderful tee shot. Breeze at his back shoulder as he lines up his second from the fairway.
And that one barely makes the front of the green. Do you realize if you just miss hit the middle of the club, by 1/4 of an inch, you lose 10%. That's right, 10%.
Yep, not bad. Had to put a little extra into that one, but got it there. That's a pretty good effort. Okay, safely in for his par. And this will stay a 4-shot advantage with time running out for the rest of the field. Now we come to the 11th hole, and now the golf course heads up and inland, away from the water. Only 370 yards, best to be on the left side of the fairway. That will then open up the approach into what is one of the smaller greens here at Pebble Beach. All right, in the fairway.
Second shot now to this 11th hole, Frank. It's a short one, but it's also uphill. So what's the key here?
Well, because it's uphill and that green tilts back at you so much, you can't afford to hit a shot that spins too much, and you cannot afford to be short. Now, just remember, these greens are small. This one is only 24 yards deep, so anything in the middle of the green, and you can't really have a putt more than 20 feet. So that's the target. In golf, you know, you've heard the term mulligan. You'd love that, a do-over there, wouldn't you? I mean, that's just, that's very poor from that range.
Birdie putt coming up, and we go to Iona Stephen.
Yeah, we're going back up this incline from right to left. This is all about pace. You've got to give it a good wallop.
Oh, wow, that is some kind of putt. Perfect speed, perfect line. It's in for a birdie. And stop the press as if you've heard this before. He's well on his way to yet another victory on the year. And now we arrive at the 202-yard par 3 12th. Best to work the ball right to left, landing as softly as possible on one of the firmest greens at Pebble Beach. Well, putts come in all shapes and sizes, right? Made the long one on the previous hole, and now he has a much shorter look. Either way, make another birdie. Nicely done. 2 straight birdies here early on this backside. And after missing the cut in last week's event, what a turnaround as he tries to finish off a victory here.
Well, this par 4 13th hole doesn't show up on a lot of postcards the way, say, the 8th hole would. But, Frank, this is a legitimate and challenging par 4, isn't it?
It certainly is, Rich. 400 yards, but it plays longer than that by virtue of being uphill. But the addition of those 3 bunkers in on the right side have certainly shrunk the width of this fairway. Plus, it still tips from the right side to the left side. And you've got an uphill second shot. So, you know, I've seen everything here. 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, you name it. Once again, another great tee shot. I'm starting to wonder how low can you go? And the driving has been simply superb.
Second shot upcoming with that pin tucked in the front left. But he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Oh, how about the touch right there? Very well done.
Hard to do much better than that. It was nearly perfect.
He'll finish that one off with no problem. It's in for par. And this one, close to being over, as it'll remain a 5-shot cushion. Well, in the world of professional golf, there are very few legitimate 3-shot par 5s left. This 582-yard par 5 14th at Pebble Beach is one of those holes. It is all you want. That started a little left, trying to work its way back in. Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. And that's where you need to be, back into the fairway on this par 5.
Frank, it's just a short shot here, this third to the par 5 14th. What makes it so daunting?
Well, you look at the size of the green, Rich, and you would think it's a pretty big target, but then look closely. The flat area on the green, I've got to say, is really 4 yards by 4 yards. And that's it. If you go beyond that, you're in trouble. So you have to be so precise. And on top of that, you can't see the bottom of the flag. You're going a little bit uphill, so there's a little bit of doubt. It's tough shot.
Gonna have to accelerate through the sand here to give this enough carry. Okay, pretty big swing necessary there, and that's not all that bad from that far away. This from about 10 feet. Oh, maybe a misread there, and that curls by to the left. Safely in. It's a bogey here at 14. But the lead, still comfortable here at 4 shots. Next up, the 393-yard par 4 15th. Tee shot in the fairway gives the players an excellent shot at birdie, but be careful losing it right onto that 17-mile drive.
Really starting to make a hard game look easy. Drive after drive has been superb. And this one, well, as we like to say, is in the mayor's office.
Little bit of an awkward distance for this, his second. That's going to leave some work, but it'll end up okay. Now this for another birdie. The pace, absolutely perfect there. Down the slope, it's in for a birdie. And the rest of the field, squarely in the rear-view mirror now. This is up to a 5-shot lead. Now the heart begins to race a little bit because you know you're playing one of the greatest finishing stretches in the entire sport of golf. Starting with a 16th, it's only 400 yards. If you can carry that island bunker, you can jumpstart your run to the house with a birdie 3. Yeah, if you see shortish par 4s like this, it's a great time to bring out the irons, and that is going to work out well. Pretty good angle here, getting set for his second shot just on the right side of that fairway. Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in. In the rough now, wondering what might have been. Well, all the elements of his game have been in sync today. A terrific shot right there.
It's all about getting it inside that 3-foot circle around the hole. That was a really nice shot.
Okay, that'll be a par here at 16, and he'll remain 4 clear of the field.
Well, here we are, 17th hole, and this is where you can make your mark on the sport. Frank, so much history at this par 3.
It's just a great hole too, Rich. You know, that hourglass-shaped green on the angle. But you're right when you talk about history. You go back to 1972, and this hole played into the breeze. It was a 1-iron for Jack Nicklaus. Said one of the greatest shots he ever hit. Actually hit the flagstick, nearly went in. And, of course, one of my favorites is 1982. Tom Watson had missed this green to the left, and the late Bruce Edwards was his caddy. And they were looking for options because they were in such a perilous situation with the US Open on the line. And Watson said, well, what about if I just hole it? And if you look really closely at the footage, as Watson starts to run across the green, he's pointing his finger back at Bruce and saying, I told you so. And then just a few years ago, too, Gary Woodland had a chip it on this green and made 3.
Well, he was asking for it to sit down, but it would not comply, and that's going to wind up over the back. Yeah, that's good putt. It is in for par here at 17. And he'll maintain that 4-shot lead. Well, you're not just playing the 18th hole at Pebble Beach, are you? You're taking a moment to soak it all in. Stand on that tee box, look out at the Pacific Ocean, think about what's happened here, who's played this hole, who's made history here. And then you let it rip. This one's starting a little bit right. Really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5, but Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly.
Chance now for another birdie.
And not a particularly demanding putt here. Maybe slightly down an incline, but it is dead straight.
Okay, a good putt for his par here at the 18th green. And this will be a final round 64. Wow. Frank, unquestionably a satisfying victory for our featured player. You won 15 times on tours around the world, including the PGA Tour. What's the significance of the second victory?
It's a great question, Rich. And I think that to answer you simply, it's huge, but to sort of detail it more, the first one, there's always question marks. People tag around, is it a fluke? Were they lucky? Did they chip in on the last? So you work just as hard, if not harder, for the second one. And then when that happens, you feel validated and you feel finally over the hump.
So for Frank Nobilo, Notah Begay III, Iona Stephen, and a cast of hundreds, I'm Rich Lerner. You've been watching PGA Tour Golf on EA Sports. So long, everyone.